You know, we spend our whole lives being told how to save money, right? But has anyone ever really taught you how to spend it? Well, today we're going to dive into the ideas of Morgan Housel, who makes this incredible argument that for all our skill at saving, we are just absolute beginners at spending money in ways that genuinely make us happy.
It's a question we've all probably asked ourselves at some point. You work so hard, you save up, you finally buy the thing, and the happiness boost is, well, it's kind of disappointing, isn't it? It just doesn't last. So what's going on? According to Housel, it's actually pretty simple. We've been playing by the wrong rules.
And this right here, this gets to the absolute heart of the problem. Saving, that's a science. It's math, it's spreadsheets, you can measure it. But spending? Oh, spending is an art. It's messy, it's emotional, it's deeply personal. And Housel's big point is that it's a skill we never, ever practice. Think about it. We spend decades building our saving muscle while our spending muscle just sits there, completely untrained.
Wow, this quote from Housel just hits so hard. When you only focus on piling up money, with no real plan for how that money is going to serve you, you're not actually building wealth. You're just hoarding anxiety. That number in your bank account doesn't mean a thing if it isn't actively making your life better.
Okay, so what's the first huge trap that stops us from spending well? Well, Housel points to this powerful and often totally invisible force that steers way too many of our decisions with money.
So take a look at this. It really breaks down pretty much all of our spending into two big categories. Over on the left, you've got signaling spending. This is all about buying things to impress other people. The focus is completely external. But on the right, you have well-being spending. This is about investing in things that actually improve your life. It's quiet. It's internal. It's about your own peace of mind, like paying a bit more to live closer to work, just to get back hours of your day.
And this signaling spending has a name. Housel calls it social debt. This is all the spending you do not because you want the thing, but because you feel like your social status, your job, or your neighborhood requires it. He calls it the world's most expensive tax, and it's a brilliant way to put it, because you're constantly paying it, but you get absolutely nothing of real value in return. And don't for a second think this is just a middle-class problem. Housel tells these fascinating stories about meeting miserable billionaires who are completely trapped. They spent their entire lives using money as a scoreboard, buying bigger boats, bigger houses, not because it made their life better, but just to prove to everyone else that they were winning. In the end, they bought a ton of status, but they completely sacrificed their own freedom.
All right, so if spending for status is a trap, how in the world do you get out of it? Well, the answer isn't about just finding better things to buy. Instead, Housel gives us this really counterintuitive rule that completely flips the whole goal of spending on its head.
And here it is. This is the core idea. Stop trying to buy happiness. It's a chase you'll never win. Instead, use your money to remove unhappiness. Instead of looking for that next fleeting good feeling, you systematically get rid of the things that cause you stress and frustration. It's such a subtle shift, but believe me, it changes everything.
This chart just shows the difference so perfectly. The old goal, on the left, is all about adding positives. Maybe a new car will make me happy. The new goal, on the right, is about removing negatives, paying whatever it takes to get rid of that awful commute, or hiring someone to clean so you get your entire Saturday back. You stop chasing a temporary high and you start building a real, lasting foundation of contentment. Okay, so that's the theory. Sounds good, right? But how do you actually do this in real life? Let's break it down into a super simple, step-by-step guide to literally buying back your own time. It really comes down to these three simple steps. First, just identify something that causes friction in your day every day. It could be your commute, doing laundry, dealing with some annoying paperwork. Second, you ask yourself, can I just throw some money at this problem and make it go away? And then third, and this is the most important part, you have to actually reinvest the time you just bought back into something that you truly value. And here are some perfect, everyday examples. Getting your groceries delivered? That isn't lazy, that's you buying back 2 hours of your weekend. A cleaning service isn't some wild extravagance, it's an investment in having a stress-free home. Every one of these transactions is a direct trade. You're trading money for time. And time is the one resource you can never, ever make more of. And all of this leads to what Housel says is the real goal, becoming time rich. What does that mean? It's a state of true freedom, where you wake up in the morning and you have control over your day. You decide what to do. If your money isn't buying you this level of control over your own time, he argues, it's just not doing its most important job. So let's pull all this together and really redefine what true wealth looks like. what it feels like through this lens.
I mean, this slide really says it all. The greatest luxury that money can ever buy isn't more stuff. It's autonomy. It's the freedom to live your life on your own terms, without being rushed, with the space to actually think and focus on what matters to you. Now that is the real return on investment.
And to leave you with one last, really powerful idea from Housel, I just want you to look at this number for a second, 90%. What on earth could that represent? Well, here's the question Hauser wants you to really sit with. If nobody could see your car, your house, your clothes, if it was all invisible, would 90% of what you buy just disappear? It's a really tough question because it forces you to be honest about how much you buy for yourself versus how much you buy as a performance for other people.
And that, right there, is the whole point. The true art of spending isn't about finding new things to add to your life. It's about subtraction. It's about peeling away all those layers of social pressure to find what truly brings you joy. The real goal is to discover your personal 10%, the things that give you genuine contentment, even when nobody else is watching. And that, according to Housel, is a life well spent.